Most people use credit cards wrong. They either get almost nothing back or worse, they carry a balance, pay 20+% interest, and turn a rewards card into a wealth destruction tool. But there's another version of this, a version where the money you were already going to spend produces returns every single year. Three cards, no gimmicks, no travel hacker nonsense, no 14-step system. Just the highest return on the categories most people already spend money on, with an effective annual cost that's basically nothing. I'm going to show you exactly which three cards I'd use, why each one makes the cut, and what this stack actually produces over a year. And if you think you already know how this works, you probably don't. Because the part that actually makes this profitable is the part almost nobody does right. And if you click off this video early because you think you get it, you're probably going to keep leaking money every month without even realizing it. One of these cards looks expensive. It isn't, if you understand the credits. One of them is completely free. And the third is the cheapest entry point into one of the most valuable point ecosystems in the country. By the end of this video, I'll show you what this three card setup produces using real spending numbers. Before the cards, here's the rule that makes the entire thing work. If you carry a balance, just stop here. This video is not for you. Come back when you pay in full. At 23% APR, a 2% rewards card is not making you money, it's losing you 21%. So let's not pretend math is optional. This only works if you pay your statement balance in full every month. Every month, no exceptions. And this is where most people lie to themselves. They'll say, yeah, I'm good with credit cards. No, you're good until 1 month turns into 3 and interest eats all the upside. Assuming you do pay in full, every dollar of your spend can produce a return. Most people get 0. Some get 1%. The right setup gets 2 to 4% on the majority of spending with near 0 effective annual cost. The difference between 0 and 4% on $50,000 a year is $2,000 every year from money that you were already going to spend. That's the game. But knowing the game is not the same as setting up the board correctly. And this is where most people screw it up. Card 1, the foundation. This is the boring card, which is exactly why it's so good. 2% cash back on everything. No categories, no portal, no activation. Also, no annual fee. 1% when you buy, 1% when you pay, 2% total. This is your default card. If a purchase does not earn more on one of the other two cards, it goes here, period. Let's say someone puts $3,000 a month of ordinary spend on this card. Bills, subscriptions, gas, random purchases, anything that doesn't belong on a higher category card. That's $60 a month, $720 a year. No annual fee, no management, no complexity. A 2% card with no annual fee is not boring. It's very efficient. And efficient money is the easiest money you'll ever make. The double cash also comes with an 18-month 0% balance transfer APR, which can help you if you're cleaning up old debt while you build better habits. And it has a $200 welcome bonus after $1,500 in spend over 6 months. And this is where most people stop. They get a flat 2% card, feel smart, and think they solved the problem. Well, they didn't, because 2% is the floor, not the ceiling. The real money comes from using the right card on the categories that actually dominate your budget. Card 2 is the Amex Gold, the moneymaker for the two categories that eat most people's discretionary spending alive. 4 time points at restaurants worldwide. 4 times at US supermarkets, up to $25,000 a year. 3 times on flights booked directly. 4 times, not 2, not 3, 4. Let's be honest, groceries and dining are where a huge chunk of household spend goes after housing. So if you are serious about extracting value from your spending, This is where you want real leverage. Let's say a household spends $500 a month on groceries and $400 a month on restaurants. That's $900 a month on food. On the gold, that earns 3,600 points a month. That's 43,200 points a year. The same spend on a 2% card, you're looking at $216 back. That's the real difference between using a card and using the right card. Now let's talk about the fee, because this is where lazy thinkers stop. $325 sounds expensive until you look at the credits. Roughly $120 a year in dining credits, $120 a year in Uber Cash, $84 a year at Dunkin' Donuts, $100 a year in Reese credits. That's about $424 in annual credits against a $325 annual fee. So let's call it what it is. This card does not cost $325 for someone who uses the credits. For the right person, it literally overpays for itself. The gold is expensive for people who won't use it. It's underpriced for people who will. But here's a catch. You need the discipline to actually capture the credits. If you already use Uber, already use the dining partners, and already hit the Dunkin' and Reese credits naturally, great. This card is close to free and earns 4 times on your biggest categories. If you won't use the credits, don't lie to yourself. The math changes. Be honest before you apply, or you're going to lose money in the long run. But this is where people think they've figured it out. They haven't. Because earning points is step 1. Keeping the value is step 2. And most people lose the value on the back end because they redeem badly. Card 3. The cheapest serious entry into one of the best points ecosystems in the country, and the card that turns travel from an expense into a capital preservation tool. 3 times on dining, 3 times on travel, 3 times on streaming and online groceries, 5 times through Chase Travel, 1 times everything else. The preferred is not in this stack because it has an insane earning rate. It is here because of what it unlocks. Chase Unlimited reward points transfer 1-to-1 to World of Hyatt, which is one of the most valuable hotel loyalty programs available to regular people. Used well, 1 Hyatt point can be worth 2 to 3 cents. So 100,000 Chase points can cover hotel stays that would cost $1,500 to $3,000 in cash. That's not a coupon. That's not fake internet money. That is real cash you no longer have to spend on travel. And money you don't spend is money you keep. Money you can keep can be invested. Let's say someone earns 70,000 Chase points off the welcome bonus alone after $5,000 in spend over 3 months. They transfer these points to Hyatt. They book 3 or 4 nights at a property that would have cost $500 to $800 a night. That trip doesn't come out of their checking account. The cash stays put. The preferred also gives you a $50 annual hotel credit through Chase Travel, which effectively drops the annual fee from $95 to about $45, and you get a 10% anniversary points bonus on the spending you did the previous year. $95 fee, $45 effective. Also access to Hyatt. This is one of the most underpriced cards in the entire market. And if you think this only adds up to a few $100 a year, you're thinking too small. Here's what this 3-card setup looks like using a normal spending profile. Let's say you spend $900 a month on groceries and dining on the gold at 4 times, $800 a month on travel and dining on the preferred at 3 times, and $2,000 a month on everything else on the double cash at 2%. Here's the reframe. This is not about perks, it's about returns. Every dollar of cash back from the double cash is a dollar you didn't lose. Put it in an index fund. Use it to pay down debt, but treat it like recovered capital, not free fun money. Every hotel stay you cover with Hyatt points is cash that stays in your account. $500, $800, $1,000. And if that cash stays invested instead of getting spent, it compounds. Invest $1,000 at 7% for 10 years and it's almost $2,000. So the points didn't just pay for a trip, they preserved capital that can compound. Most people think rewards are perks. They're not. They're returns. And the difference is what you do with the money you don't have to spend. This is what nobody explains when they talk about credit cards. Every purchase is an opportunity to get paid back. Most people just never collect. Now let's talk about who this works for and who it does not work for. This works for one type of person, the person who pays in full every month. No exceptions. If you carry a balance, this entire system collapses fast. It also works if the gold credit fits your actual life. It also works if the gold credits fit your actual life. If you naturally use Uber, dining partners, and the other credits, great. The gold is a monster. If you won't use them, drop it. Again, please be honest with yourself. And just run the double cash and the preferred only. Now your effective cost is around $45 a year and you still have a pretty strong setup. And it works if you redeem points intelligently. Cashback should go somewhere on purpose. Savings, investing, debt reduction. Points should go to high value redemptions. Hyatt, airline partners, strong transfer options, not gift cards at garbage value because you get impatient. The cards don't create wealth by themselves, they create excess return. You can create wealth by what you do with it, but you can create wealth by what you do with it. 3 cards, near zero effective annual costs. Maximum earning in the categories that dominate most people's budgets. Access to the strongest hotel transfer partner in the game. And cashback that stays with you instead of the bank. You're going to spend money every month anyway. The only question is whether that money pays you back. You're already spending. That part is fixed. What? You're already spending. That part is fixed. What's optional is whether you use a system that returns capital or one that leaks it. Now, before you apply, do 2 things. First, pull up your last 3 months of spending. How much did you spend on groceries and restaurants each month? Because that number decides whether the gold makes sense for you. If you're above $500 a month and you'll use the credits, the gold probably earns its keep many times over. If you're below that, start with the preferred and the double cash. Second, if you're considering the gold, use Amex's pre-approval tool first. Amex has a once per lifetime rule on welcome bonuses for many cards, which means the offer you apply under may be the only welcome offer you ever get on that card. So don't waste it on a weak bonus. And if you're new to points, start with Chase first, because Chase has rules around opening too many cards too quickly. Build the Chase relationship first, then add the gold and the double cash after. Drop a comment and tell me which one of these 3 you already have or which you're adding first. I want to see where people are starting. And as always guys, if you enjoyed the video, please remember to leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed already, and YouTube thinks you'll enjoy this video next.